Hello and welcome along to episode 4 of the production blog for the Gaol Project Doing Time. This week I want to talk to you about the creation of the piece's narrative. 12 scripts for 12 hours seems like a daunting task, but if constructed strategically, each scene has a specific time it needs to cover. The script was written with Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey in mind. Described by Campbell in The Hero with a Thousand Faces back in 1949, he tracked the appearance of the monomyth structure in books, theatre and cinema across the world. The monomyth covers the 10 steps that a hero goes through and remains the model for many writers to this day. Known as the call to adventure, the hero begins his journey in a place he doesn't want to be. Unhappy with his life as it is, he or she yearns for adventure. In our story, Rory finds himself in jail, separated from his family and unable to provide for them as the famine ravages the country. Along the way, our hero meets a helper, gaining a purpose in life and a way to better himself. These stages introduce the first threshold of revelation and the helper. Yoda in Star Wars, Hagrid in Harry Potter and the Good Witch Glinda in The Wizard of Oz will assist our heroes and establish the story's outline. In this way, the first guard gives Rory the paper he needs to try and leave the jail before it's too late. Challenges along the way test our hero's inner and outer strength. He's pushed to breaking point, and this leads to the abyss, a spiritual and in many cases physical death. Driven to the edge of madness by one of the guards, Rory is pushed to the limits and breaks down in the 9th story, Mad. But just as in the Bible, every hero has a rebirth with a new resolve and drive. Like Neo in The Matrix or Luke Skywalker after his hand is cut off, Rory's mission is to right the wrongs perpetrated on him. Having stood up to the guard, Rory leaves behind the man he was and adapts to life behind bars. With one last sheet of paper, he pleads to the prison governor's sense of justice. I had several things to keep in mind when writing the piece. First of all, he's not a hero just because he's the main character. It's how he deals with his experience of the prison, and that should make him a hero. Secondly, outside help is necessary, but a hero needs to be a hero in his own right. The challenges he faces aren't the beatings, it's the psychological torture he goes through. This is what makes him seem like he's a hero in an inescapable situation. Finally, the reset button should not be pressed at the end of the piece. For our story to be credible, the viewer must believe life for Rory goes on after the piece ends. Working with this structure, each character devised served a purpose in propelling the story forward. This was synchronized on a selection of post-it notes with historical fact and the daily routine of a prisoner in the jail. During January, I outlined each of these scenes, adhering to historical fact, the hero's journey, and of course, a healthy dose of drama too. Keeping in mind the jail is a family-friendly experience, the script needed to be both respectful of its audience and contain only a low level of Cork slang, just to remind viewers of its geographical location.